when we're trying to defend these high value targets, which is a little bit different than defending the whole organization, right? So I'm going to throw out some technical um, interventions you could be taking, and with an understanding that they may not be appropriate for the whole organization, but that doesn't mean that they're not appropriate for everyone in the organization. It means that you might implement these things on high value targets and not implement them elsewhere. First example of that I want to talk about is U2F hardware keys. Um, Now, first of all, these are incredibly economical these days. Um, sometimes they're calling them pass keys, but I don't. I'm going to get to pass keys in a moment. What I'm talking about is a replacement for second factor or multi-factor authentication. It's a piece of hardware. It's something you have in your hand, and we used to have these little tokens with the six-digit code that was physical in space, right? And then it went into the phones or it was texted to you. But I'm talking about a little USB encryption key you can plug into a USB port on your computer. Any computer that supports a keyboard supports one of these things, and it puts that encryption key into the application as a second factor authentication. Now they're between, depending on where you're buying these things, between $20 and $40 for various levels of feature sets. Some organizations blink at that and they say, well, I don't want to spend $40 on hardware my employees are just going to lose or break, or they're going to leave and they're going to steal the thing. And I've heard all those messages. I would argue that in almost every organization, you're going to save money by deploying those things. They are almost impossible to break. These things can go through the wash. They can get run over by cars. I've I honestly have never heard of one getting broken, although I'm sure it's happened. Um, they People don't lose them. Like, people lose their phones on buses. But people don't typically lose their house keys, their car keys in the same way, and that's where these things typically go onto their key rings.